It's now our pleasure to call the Honourable Jenny Salesa to address us.
Namaste. Tēnā koutou katoa. Warm greetings to you all. Māloilele. Pea tuku moa ke uhuwhanga he ngahi tala whakatapu. Whakawhetai ki he eiki mawhi he aho whakaofa koen. Thank you to our most Reverend Bishop Patrick Dunn. Thank you also to Lindsay, who will give us an item later on, I'm told. I'd like to acknowledge all of you, our distinguished guests. First, may I begin by acknowledging Dame Susan Devoy, my parliamentary colleagues, Kanmojik Bakshi, Parmjit Pamar, and all of you, members, volunteers, and members of the parish. Thank you for the invitation for me to be with you here this afternoon. I'd also like to take this opportunity to acknowledge and thank my good friend, Mr. Venkat Raman. Thank you for the invitation for me to come here today, but also thank you for chairing the St Mother Teresa Interfaith Committee, and I'd like to thank all of your members for putting all of this work to ensure that we're here together today. The 8th annual event to recognise St Mother Teresa. I'd also like to acknowledge and thank, in his absence, the late Mr. Anthony. I'm informed that Mr. Anthony, both from Mr. Raman's comments before and from others in the community, that he initiated the first of these meetings of the interfaith communities, and that the first of these events was in celebration of St. Mother Teresa's birth. And that while serving as the chairman of the committee, Mr. Anthony contributed hugely to religious tolerance, to peace, and to harmony in our society. His work around interfaith initiatives has been exemplary. Can I just say, though, that I'm really humbled and honoured to be here with all of you as your Minister of Ethnic Communities. It is indeed a blessing for me to be here today, and because it is St. Mother Teresa that we are celebrating. Many of you don't know, but my full name is Jennifer Teresa Latu Salesa. My mother was raised a strong Catholic. I know the works, and St. Mother Teresa is one of my heroes. I am reminded daily of her work because it is in my name. St. Mother Teresa was an inspiration to all of us. She's been admired around the world for her charitable work. As most of you already know, her life was a fascinating journey of love, of compassion, of kindness for all of mankind. She founded the Missionaries of Charity, a Roman Catholic religious congregation consisting of over 4,000 sisters, which is still active in over 100 countries around the world. St. Mother Teresa opened hospices where the poor received medical attention, the opportunity to die with dignity in accordance with their faith. Muslims were read the Quran, Hindus received water from the Ganges, and Catholics a ceremonial anointment. St. Mother Teresa and her sisters reached out to anyone and to everyone, offering practical help, no matter their race, no matter their faith or religion, no matter their social status. I would like at this time to say a couple of quotes and then to bring the life and work of Mother Teresa right here to Aotearoa, New Zealand. The first quote: "Let us not be satisfied with just giving money. Money is not enough. Money can be got, but they need our hearts to love them. So spread your love everywhere you go. The second quote, if you can't feed 100 people, then feed just one. Many of you would probably know that Aotearoa New Zealand today, we have now the highest rate of homelessness in the OECD. So in all of the developed countries in the world, Aotearoa New Zealand now has the highest rate of homelessness. I see this every day in my office in Otara. So many families coming, asking for assistance. What I was most shocked by though, when I first became a Member of Parliament, is so many of these families, they work full time. Either the father worked full time, or sometimes both parents worked full time, but still they cannot make ends meet. Bringing this quote from St Mother Teresa though, right here to Aotearoa, I'd like to talk about an example not from my electorate, but from South Auckland. A young boy, he would walk to school every day, and many of you would have seen this, it was covered in the media quite a lot. Every day when he was walking just to go to school, this young boy would go past an elderly gentleman. This gentleman was Pākehā. What he would notice though, is this gentleman was crying. One day he stopped and he asked him, "Why are you crying?" He found out from this gentleman that not only had he recently lost his wife, he had also recently lost his full-time job. What we know from the coverage is this young boy would share his lunch. So the lunch that his mother made for him, he would share with this gentleman. But what he didn't know though was this was the one thing that this gentleman looked forward to every day. Not just the sharing of the food, but the care and the love that he felt from this young child. The lesson that I wanted us to take from this is what St Mother Teresa did every day. One of the things that she told us is, as I go back to the quote, if you can't feed 100 people, then feed just one. She was also really good at giving us quotes about not judging other people. Can I please just say, this is also a lesson that I take to heart from St Mother Teresa. From all of the families that come to see me, especially the ones who live in cars, the ones who live in garages, or the ones who live in working sheds, but they work full time. They give me the understanding that we should not judge. We should not judge people. We should not think, oh, they are choosing to live like this. Many of our families nowadays do not. When we know the statistics from Stats New Zealand in 2013, when it tells us that we have over 41,000 who are living in these sorts of conditions, it does actually say to us that there is so much more we can do. Not just at the political level. I'm not here to give a political speech. I'm here really just to say that all of us as human beings, in reflecting on the love and the kindness of St Mother Teresa, this is something we could all assist with. If I can say two more quotes, please, from St Mother Teresa. First, stay where you are. Find your own Kolkata. Find the sick, the suffering and the lonely right where you are. Here in Aotearoa, New Zealand, we have thousands that we can assist. And I'd like to end with these words again from St Mother Teresa. Not all of us can do great things, but we can do small things with great love. If I can go back to that young boy from Manurewa, the elderly gentleman that he assisted, he is now working full time. He now has a house. but he does credit some of turning his life around from just the kindness, the love and the sharing from this young boy. Imagine if all of us can be like him and like St Mother Teresa, if we can love, be kind and share with each other, how much more lives we can touch. Thank you once again for having me here today. Thank you for the challenge, Mr. Van Karpenraman. I can say that it's not just that I see these families who come asking for assistance, it's also that I have lived this life. My family were once homeless, so I do understand. And one of the things that we would like to do is to address homelessness in this country. Thank you again for having me.